tour guides today. I'm joined by Carrie. She's our other tour guide. I've been working here for a little over 5 years. Carrie, how about you?
I've been here for almost 2 years, but with the company over 30.
Yeah, so we got a wealth of knowledge with Carrie and myself. But good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Capitan Theater, Disney's home on Hollywood Boulevard. During this tour, you guys will get some very nice history on Hollywood, the theater itself, and some even some history on the company. We understand you guys are on a tight schedule, right? You guys got a big day ahead and a big week, really. So we'll try to keep things brief and short. And hopefully, if we have time at the end, save a little space for some questions. So keep that in mind. Feel free to take pictures. There are some areas that we would prefer to you guys not to post online, just to save the magic, right? But pictures are absolutely okay. I'm going to pass it up to Carrie, who's going to give us a brief history on the theater.
Right, so the theater actually started as a live stage theater, and that was opened in May of 1926. And it was, there were a little bit changes, but for the most part it was the same as this. And then around 1941, Mr. Toberman, who was the developer for the theater, he also did the Egyptian, the Hollywood Bowl, and Romans, was approached by a well-known stage and play actor who just wanted to open up the film he wrote, directed, and starred in, but nobody else would give him a chance. So Mr. Toberman said, yeah, sure, no problem, come on over and we'll have your world premiere here. So in 1941, Citizen Kane opened up here at the Capitan Theater, and it did so well that they ended up doing a restoration into a complete movie theater palace rather than a stage theater. Through the years, it went through a number of different ownership changes and everything until around 1988 when the Walt Disney Company came in and decided to do a historic restoration on it. They found more than 80% of the original plasterwork when they started tearing it apart. So in June of 1991, the world premiere of The Rocketeer happened here, and that's what reopened up the theater as a Disney theater. And the world premiere out on Hollywood Boulevard was kind of like back to the old glitz and glamour type thing. They closed down the boulevard. There was a loop roller coaster on the boulevard for attendees of the premiere to see. So it's been that way, and now we have movie premieres, Disney, Pixar, Star Wars, Marvel, Fox movies are shown here at the theater.
And even now, Disney Plus content, all that streaming stuff, if they have a premiere, chances are it's not. But we're going to go ahead and step inside the auditorium for you guys to go ahead and enjoy that. And we're going to go ahead and introduce you to our oldest cast member. Feel free to take your seats here near the front. This is Ethel. Here's our mighty Wurlitzer organ. A little history on Wurlitzers is they were very popular during the time of silent film. And this goes for, pipe organs in general. And the reason for that is because, as you can see, it's got a ton of notes. Ethel herself has anywhere from about 3,000 pipes all throughout the theater. And the reason pipe organs were so popular is because during the time of silent films, it was a lot more cost efficient and cheap for a theater owner to purchase an organ and hire one musician as opposed to paying for a full-blown orchestra. Pipe organs can replicate the full spectrum of sounds for an orchestra, and so as you can see, even the console itself is kind of set up like an orchestra. If you were to get up close, you'd be able to see switches for woodwinds, brass, and so on and so forth. Now Ethel, she is one of 5. She's known, she's part of a group known as the Fox 5. Now they were a series of pipe organs that were made specifically for Fox theaters in the early 1920s. She's not original to the El Capitan. She was made for the Fox Theater in San Francisco, which unfortunately no longer exists. It's been demolished. But she survived the demolition, went to a private estate not too far from us in La Cañada. And when the El Capitan reopened, it was some time before Dick Cook, the president of Walt Disney Pictures at that time, said the El Capitan needs a little something more. He had just visited Radio City Music Hall, and they have a pipe organ there. And he said, what better thing for a vintage 1920s theater than to actually have something from that era? So Ethel was installed here and made her premiere with the movie of Tarzan. It was truly an amazing feat. They shipped her over in pieces, rebuilt her here inside the El Capitan, and we call it the largest organ transplant in Hollywood history. It's really an amazing piece of equipment. We would love for you guys to come up on stage and take a picture with her.
So, lots of cool photos from their history and everything. And then one of the interesting stories about how we got the TV, Sir Elton John was here for like a 25th anniversary soundtrack release of The Lion King, and he'd been kind of bummed all day long, and they kept saying, what's wrong, and he didn't say anything. And then he finally said, I'm upset because I'm missing the game. And so while he was on stage rehearsing, somebody grabbed a credit card, ran to Best Buy, bought a TV, installed the TV. So when he came back out, it was like, yay, here's your game. So it was like, yeah. We try and go that extra mile for our guests. But we've had Tom Hanks singing. Tom Hanks is known for not liking to see himself on screen. So when he was here for the Lady Killers premiere, they couldn't find him. They found him hanging out in the shower in full tux, just kind of singing to himself in the shower, passing some fun. So, but lots of different stars have been here. Wizards of Waverly Place, Selena Gomez was here, so her friend Taylor Swift also hang out with her in here. But lots of different things. But if you guys want to head that way, we can show you some more cool things of the theater.
Some of our group members that the autograph that I have upstairs is version 2.0. This is our first autograph wall here. We had it up there for about 5 years, and as you can see, it got pretty filled up with all kinds of signatures. On there, you'll see signatures from Disney legends, actors and directors, as well as animators from all throughout Walt Disney Company and Pixar as well. But some notable names of some Disney legends would be Don Hahn up here in the top right corner. He's a producer known for his work on The Lion King. Just beneath him, underneath the Mickey Mouse drawing, you'll see Jim Cummings, who does the voice of Winnie the Pooh and Tigger, and many, many, many more Disney characters. Some directors you guys might be aware of is, for example, we have Sam Raimi over here on the left-hand side, and the Russo brothers are near the middle, and Russo's just about the middle, but we've got all kinds of signatures. Think about it, we've had it for about 5 years to really build up. But folks, you are standing in our green room, and some of you guys may not have seen on the way in, because the door was open, is that we have this green room dedicated to Kermit the Frog. So you all know it's not easy being green. But as you guys can see, it's not green, so why is it called green room? Where does it get its name? Where does it originate from? Well, there are many, many theories as to where the green room gets its name. In general, a green room is any kind of room where if you're in the entertainment business, you kind of relax and lounge about before going on stage to do any kind of performance. So we like three theories.